Shalom, I'm Sarah Johnson, and I'm going to be taking a look, by way of review, of Culture Making, Recovering Our Creative Calling by Andy Crouch. Part 3. In Chapter 6, he shows the difference between culture that God adds, which is from nothing, and the culture which man adds, which is added to something that already exists. Chapter 7 views God's choice of Israel, the nation, the least of nations, but only as a means to bring in and include the rest of the world. In Chapter 8, Crouch explains Jesus' culture as everything Israel had been called to be, but had forgotten or never quite learned to be. A light to the nations, a sign of the one true God's horizons of possibility. Chapter 9 discusses how God extended the boundary of faith and acceptance from Israel only to include all nations, and the culture that brought about among new Christians trying to survive persecution. Chapter 10 reveals revelations in view with regard to culture in the hereafter. John wrote a book to the 7 churches telling what he saw. His vision included many new and old things of culture, some created by God, and others were the glory and honor of all the nations. But nothing that defiled or that was unclean was found in that new city. Chapter 11 summed up the book to this point, reaffirming, as Crouch says, culture is God's original plan for humanity, and it is God's original gift to humanity, both duty and grace. He introduces Richard Niebuhr's work, Christ and Culture, noting how Christ's purpose is viewed in culture. Some against that it is against culture, some that it's of culture. Still others see Christ's work as transforming culture, some in paradox to culture or above culture, but many perceive it as being transforming culture. Crouch says if there is one theme woven through the world's biblical witness on culture, it is this idea that culture is in all its best forms is God's gift. This book is a golden treasure of culture added by Crouch. The strengths of these chapters are they each build on the theme of culture making, adding insights not previously conveyed by many in Christendom to my way of thinking. It gives many aha moments where the eyes are enlightened with truth based on God's words. Its weakness is minor. It is a bit verbose, sometimes belaboring the point. Personally, I found much I could agree with. Though I've read the Bible through many times, some of these concepts were new. So I had to confirm them going back to the Word. And to my delight and way of thinking, it is scripturally sound. Crouch caused me to view what I do or attempt in a different light, making thoughts, decisions, and deeds more weighty in the eternal scheme of things. Culture Making, Recovering Our Creative Calling. A great read, and I highly recommend it. Thank you.